So the fifth claims of globalization. The fifth decontestation chain links globalization. So when we say contestation, it means that the act of arguing or disagreeing about something. There is still considerable contestation over various mining projects, synonyms, argument, contention. Contestation is defined as a social practice that entails objection to specific issues that matter to people, international relations, contestation, and market to the adjacent concept of democracy. So when we say democracy, it is a system of government by the whole population or all the eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives, and a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly through a system of representation, usually involving periodically held free elections, which also plays a significant role in liberalism, conservatism, and socialism. So it means that liberalism is a political and economic doctrine that emphasizes individual autonomy, equality of opportunity, and the protection of individual rights, originally against the state and later against both the state of and private economic actors, including businesses. Conservatism is a type of political belief that supports emphasizes on traditions and relies on the individual to maintain society. While socialism is broadly speaking a political and economic system in which property and the means of production are owned in common, typically controlled by the state of government. Globalists typically decontest democracy through its proximity to market and the making of economic choices. A theme developed through the 1980s is the peculiar variant of conservatism Frieden calls Thatcherism. So Thatcherism means is represented as systematic, decisive rejection and reversal of the post-war consensus, whereby the major political parties largely agreed on the central themes of Keynesianism, the welfare state, nationalized industry, and close regulation of the British economy. So that is what Thatcherism is. Indeed, a careful discourse analysis of relevant text reveals that globalists tend to treat freedom, free markets, free trade, and democracy as synonyms terms. So that's
Globalization will further the democracy in the world. Globalization and capital development do not automatically produce democracies. The level of economic development resulting from globalization is conducive to the creation of complex civil societies with a powerful middle class. It is the class and societal structure that facilitates democracy. Globalization encourages democratic institutions which promote democracy, as the global market relies on capitalist democratic values. It is inevitable that organizations that reinforce these values are rewarded, meaning they can expand into countries with other forms of government and promote these ideals. International business demands an increase in democracy. For businesses to prosper, peace and stability must be established in all potential investment countries. As economic links among states expand, authoritarian countries experience an increase in pressure from transnational companies for political liberalization. Globalization encourages authoritarian states to decentralize power as they hand over their control to make progress for the market, which is essentially democratic. Globalization spread democracies in a way that it pressures authoritarians or non-democratic countries to practice liberalism by encouraging them to transfer their control to the people or the market to benefit from the globalization and create progress. It is because globalization allows people and organizations to exchange ideas, The idea of democracy are passed and become attractive to the people of autocratic countries as globalization provides more options and choices than what their government offers, freeing them from many restrictions. The globalization process strengthens the existing affinity between democracy and the free market. However, their neoliberal arguments hinges a limited definition of democracy that emphasize formal procedures, such as voting at the expense of the direct participation of broad majorities in political and economic decision-making. This thin definition of democracy is part of what William I. Robinson has identified as the Anglo-American ideological project of promoting polyarchy. For Robinson, the thin concept of polyarchy differs from the thicker concept of popular democracy. In that latter, posits democracy as both a process and a mean to an end, a tool for devolving political and economic power from the hands of elite minorities to the masses.